Go live. Cancel death going live. The tired cancel death going live.
Okay, so we are live. All right. So we are live. All right. So let me just pop out the chat here. I'll pop it out. Okay. Why you stream so late? Yeah, it's 8:30. I know it's pretty late. What's going on now? Why is my screen turned black?
Which screen?
My OBS screen.
Oh, the screen. The stream is not moving. Oh, it's moving now.
Yeah, it's like it's not getting my screen. You see, it's like that middle of the screen. Oh, I think I moved it. That's the reason. So where is it? Let me see. I don't know. It just vanished.
Got some technical glitch.
Yeah, just a technical difficulty. We'll see what happens. Just 1 second.
You sound like you're about to fall asleep. Mentally exhausted.
No, I'm okay. Yeah, but I don't know where the screen is. It's like hiding somewhere. That is weird. That is very weird.
The OBS is missing, right? The screen for
Yeah,
OBS.
the screen. I have the camera, this camera, and the whiteboard camera, but then like the screen is not showing up. So we're gonna have to add it back, but it's like it's vanished.
Restart it, maybe.
All right. So this is, let's see. This is 119, 2560, 1300. All right, let's do that. All right, so let's do display capture. I'm sorry about that, people. We're gonna be in a minute. Okay, so this is here and manual. So we have 119, 2560, and 1300. All right, so this is here. And we need to put it here and remove this one. Okay. One thing though. Something is up.
I still don't see your OBS window.
Well, you shouldn't see my OBS window. You should see my browser now.
I do. Aren't you supposed to bring back the OBS window
No,
to the screen?
no, just the browser. Just the browser.
Jama Hen is here.
That's cool. And now, oh man.
What's up, Jama Hen? I was watching your video earlier, Jama Hen. I was watching how you were coaching console dev how to do electronics. Learning from you.
19, 25, 60.
I learned a lot from the part where you're explaining how you need to give power to the LED. You know, that part is pretty good. I watched it like 3 times, and then I did the exact same thing on my own Raspberry Pi, and I got the LED working last night. I was so excited. I sent Kenzo Dev a picture.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So we're finally up. Okay. So what do we want to do today? All right. So first of all, sorry for the technical difficulties. I have no idea what was going on, but OBS just crapped out on me. Anyway, so welcome to another episode of the Fullstack Network, and what we're going to do today is work on the car race game. And what we want to do together is basically design that game. What's happening here? Is basically design that game from scratch. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the idea behind the game is this. So we're gonna have 2 cars. So we're gonna have a blue car, which we already have, and we are going to have a red car. All right. The cars are actually crazy. All right. The cars are actually crazy. What does that mean? All right. So that means that the cars can sometimes just go crazy. All right. So we're going to have teams. So the teams are basically the same as the car. We're going to have a blue and we are going to have a red team. Okay. So we're going to have 2 teams, a blue and a red. Oh yeah, let's. I'll fix the chat message. I'm sorry, I'm gonna fix it in a minute. All right. So we're gonna have teams. One is gonna be a blue team. One is going to be a red team. What we had so far in terms of control, then we had F, B, R and L, and obviously the combination of the 2, the combination of the 4. What we are going to have is also next. So you come into the chat and you're going to say next. And basically when you say next, you're going to be added to a queue of people. And once you get control, you're basically going to get either assigned to the blue team or you're going to get assigned to the red team. Okay.
Okay.
And then, so what we're making is basically we are building the car game from well, not from scratch, but we're basically gonna make it a race. Okay.
I think maybe you need to explain a little bit what the car is, because maybe some people don't even know what the car is. Like even Jamahan, he was here, but he wasn't clear what you're talking about.
Okay, so right now we have the car, the famous car. So let's
I choose the dog.
Okay, so we have this car. So this is already for the blue team. And this car is being basically controlled from the chat room. So you have an F, an L, an R, a B. And basically what you do from that car is basically what you do from the chat is controlling that car. And the car also has a camera on it. Which means that you can see where the car is going and everybody in the chat can see where the car is going. But what we need is basically we need to add a little bit of logic on top of it, right? So we need a queue system. So you're going to have queue of people, and then you need to build in the crazy. All right, and I want to explain what is this crazy thing. So the point is, let's say we are in a room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you have the cars here. All right, so let's say this is blue and this is red. The point is to get to the end of the room. Okay? So what you would think is, all right, so I just go forward all the way, right? But the cars work against you, right? So what happens is, let's say that once every 5 seconds, the actual commands that you pass in are reversed. So you're going to say right and the car is going to go left. Or suddenly the car just decides to go right all on its own. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh, really?
Yeah, the car is basically an obstacle. So you don't know what is the car going to do next. So the route is literally going to be clear of everything, but the car is going to basically work against you.
So is that going to be random, like the behavior? Sometimes it's reversed, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's reversed. So basically, sometimes you're going to say left and the car is going to go right.
So it's inconsistent. Like the pattern is inconsistent.
No, the pattern is inconsistent. Sometimes it's literally not even doing anything, and sometimes it's doing all like different things altogether, and sometimes it's doing the reverse of what you're telling it, right? So basically, instead of making obstacles, instead of making obstacles and instead of making obstacles and just like putting them there, then actually the car is going to be working against you.
All right.
Okay. Okay, Jarmahent is leaving. I don't know why. Did we do anything?
You bore the heck out of Jarman. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think so.
All right.
He's just tired.
Cool. So this is the basic idea of the game, right? So again, we have teams, and we need to build in the commands for next. So we need to manage the queue. All right. Yeah, East Coast is late. I know. Fire Copy, are you from the East Coast? Yeah. Definitely late.
Time to move to West Coast, man.
Okay, so let's
Join
go
the
to Trello. All right, so this is our Trello.
Is the team selection gonna be random?
Yeah.
and then we need to have a queue system for the command from each team. Well, it's gonna actually be a pretty. Oh, there's a couple layers actually. Now I think about it, it needs to assign the commands to each team, and each car needs to have its own queue. Mm, that would be interesting. The queue system would be interesting. Crazy car racing game.
All right, so we have the Trello here. So we can kind of start, with a bit of to-dos. Okay, so let's add the first item. So we need the queue management, right? So let's add that. And here we'll do so every chatter can say next. This will add the chatter to the queue of the next people to control the car. We will need to randomly assign the chatter to the team and send a message back. Okay, save. Now the next thing we do is the next thing we need a real-time dashboard. And that dashboard basically saying reflect the position, the current command running to the car. Reflect the current command running to the car in real time. So here,
This is interesting.
we basically need a real-time server communication and also a real-time client communication. So we can display this information in real time overlay in OBS.
So this can actually be a site where people can see it, right? Instead of viewing it through the stream.
Yep. Well, at first we're gonna use it to just display the information.
Oh, okay. Because one of the problem we have is the delay in the stream. If it's actually a site that I don't know, something.com.
All right, so let's do here. Let's say important people ideas. Okay, so here let's take fire copy and put fire copy here. Maybe the car shouldn't go crazy randomly, but the other team can shoot the other car. So here, let's just say that a team can choose to stop or shoot the other team car. This will cost the team money. All right, this is like virtual money, or respect. I don't know. Let's say for now, let's not develop this, or shoot the other team's car. This ability is given randomly to the teams.
Oh, so maybe the shoot is what makes the other team's car go crazy?
Yeah. So when you shoot, the electronics go crazy.
All right.
Which means that now R is L and B is F, and all the other commands are reversed.
That's an
Also,
interesting idea.
when this is done, you have, so this should be timed. So this should be timed. Say, okay, so that's all right. So we need the queue management. We need the real-time dashboard. Other thing we need is we need to connect the second car to the Pi and control it from the chat room. All right, so here we need to connect the Pi and all the breadboard connections to the second red car. Okay. So need docs is basically how the commands work, how the game works, the crazy state. Okay. About the new game. Post a video from the other day that shows the car being controlled. So this is something that we need to post about. And yeah. So this is this. We need deployment of the server to a shared location. So both cars, so the Pi can communicate with it, and the dashboard can read from it. Okay?
So each car will have its own Pi.
No. One Pi controls both of the cars, but each car has its own Pi for the video.
So there are 3 Pis involved here.
3 Pis involved.
Got it. Okay. All right. Makes sense.
So 3 Pis involved. 2 of them already working. We just need the other one for the car video, for the red cars video. And we need to modify the car. So like I said, the car is really flimsy here. So I need to modify the car that the spring will just be much better. I think if the spring will be like, if this was stronger, then the car would be much better. So I need to modify the cars first. So we'll see how that goes. But I talked about it before.
All right. So basically, there's going to be the mastermind Pi, which will control both cars, right? Well, will control.
So just to answer Shambor's question, you're not gonna get you are not going to get a real time position, but you have a camera and you get the car, and you will have a camera from the top of the room, right? So you're gonna have a camera from the top of the room. So at any given time, you will know where your car is. But it's not going to be, like this little, location dashboard. Kevin Cav, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing? And no problem for the help. It was a real pleasure. And I hope you're gonna nail that pitch, man. I really hope you're gonna nail that pitch. Yeah, I can see that. Just make sure you're fresh when you record the video. Just make sure you're fresh. All right. So I think I think this is enough to get started. So the key, in terms of the queue management, let's think about what we need here. So there is a list of items here somewhere that you can add. Checklist here. So let's add an items for like items needed in the queue. All right, so here we need next to add to the general list. We need pop from the queue to the next available slot on the teams. And we need to display that on the dashboard as well. So next to add pop from the queue. So Heartsy is asking, that would be a computer vision project. Is the Pi the cheapest? Yes, the Pi is definitely the cheapest. You see, this is like the entire cost. It's the Raspberry Pi camera. It's the Raspberry Pi and this like gigantic, monstrous battery. All told, this is still 1735. I would say about $80. And it has a built-in server, so you can like transmit video to the so the battery, let me show you. So I literally made an order today for the items, so you can actually see those. And here it is. This is the power bank. So it's $18. This is the power bank. And as you can see, I already ordered like all the batteries, the jumper cables, and everything we need.
Wow.
And yeah, the camera is $29. And somewhere around here there should be a Raspberry Pi. But I don't see it.
That battery is for the car?
Yeah, that battery is the battery you see on the rooftop.
How long does the car last without the battery?
Right, so this is battery. The battery is not for the car; it's for the Pi.
For the Pi. For the Pi.
The car has AA batteries. And this is the Pi. And you also need like this.
Actually, I'm gonna buy one of these batteries.
I was wondering why you ordered so many double A's. So the car is double A. Like right here, there is a double A. And the car goes through them pretty fast, and it's not rechargeable. So that is why I ordered a bunch. And by the way, I have 3 kids, and all of their toys have batteries. So we go through a lot of batteries here. All right, so pop the next queue to pop from that queue to the next available item. So this looks good. And real-time dashboard. So on the real-time dashboard, let's add a checklist as well. Displaying on the screen. So we need to display the queue. So number of people in the queue. Display the names. So chat handles of those people. Display the current person controlling the car on each team. Um, displaying the current person, controlling the car, display the name, display the current direction the cars are going. So basically, you're going to have an F, an R, an L, a B, or FL, FR. Basically, so all the kind of directions where the cars are going.
Okay.
And deployment here. So for the deployment, we are going to need PG SQL and a simple server that will display the information. So we need to pay a bit of money to host this. Make sure it's up. Okay, so this is that. I think here one safe bet will be to go with Heroku or deploy a Docker container to the cloud. The point is not to do DevOps, but to get a running version. Okay, save. What else? So let's look at the whiteboard and kind of try to get. Let me just clean the camera for a second. I think the camera is a bit smudgy. Okay, this is better. Yeah, the camera had like a little smudge on it. Okay, so we have the blue car and the red car. The blue we already have controlled. So we need to connect the red car. We have the chat controlling. So if we look at our server, so let's look here. So CD open source and Fullstack network and Twitch. No, so I think it's under here. Twitch RC car. And here we have the client. So basically right now the client both listens and writes the pin numbers. So here we need to kind of add a way to manage that queue. So the queue. All right, so let's do something here. Let us do something here. By the way, people in the chat room, if you have questions, let me know. Okay, so let's do something here. Let me take a picture of what I have. And I want to continue with like API design here. But first I want to take a picture of what I have.
Okay.
All right. Okay, camera has this. By the way, one of the best point and shoot cameras you will ever own. Amazing, amazing camera. All right, so here.
Amazing.
No, seriously, man, it's crazy. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
All right, cool. So we have a picture of this, and let us design some APIs here. So fire copy, fair, but you should see the pictures that you get with that camera, and then you'll understand. It is really, really, really good. All right, so let's talk API. So we have the client.js, which is the working version, which currently basically listen and then send command. Right?
Okay.
This is what we have so far, right? So this is listen. We have the T. Oops, that's not a T. So we have a tmi.js. Okay. Now this is the current version of the client. So what we need to do is the client will basically ask the server who is in control. Oops, that is out of the frame. So who is in control? Okay? And basically once that understands who is in control, this is going to send the command to the Raspberry Pi. Each client will have a color. So once you get a command, it will ask the server who is in control for this specific color.
Here, the client. I'm a bit confused. Like, where is the client
The
here when
client
you
is
say
what we
client?
already have. This is
That's on
the Twitch listener. Yeah,
Okay,
this is
so
on the Raspberry Pi.
this is on the controlling Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Oh, so the server is okay, is in the cloud basically.
Yeah, the server is in the cloud, and we're gonna say, okay, so who is in control? And then it's gonna return the user that is currently in control. And then this is going to be, let's say, I don't know, like XYZ, and it says, okay, if this XYZ is the one that currently send me the thing, then I am going to send the command to the Pi. If not, then I'm like, okay, I don't care, so I'm gonna return. Okay. So the client now, instead of just like communicating with the Pi, is going to ask the server questions. Right?
So you're saying that the action initiates from the client?
Yeah.
So the client is constantly pinging the server?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
constantly
there
pinging
needs
the
to be like
server, asking it who is the person in control, and then that person in control will basically, if he has control, then the command will go to the Pi. If not, then the command will basically bounce.
Okay, so there's an interval between like the pings, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, but it's probably around 10 milliseconds. It's not something you're gonna feel.
Okay.
So then here we have the crazy mode. Okay, so when the client asks the server, so it's going to ask the server, give me the current state. So the server is going to return something like this. It's going to return user fire copy, state normal, or crazy. So the state for the car, whether the state is normal or crazy, needs to be in the client.
The client has a state.
Okay, and then you're basically gonna say if it's F, then reverse it to R, or if it's R, then reverse it to left, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. So this is gonna be backwards. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is instead of listening to the command, it's gonna pick randomly from just a list of commands, and whatever you do, the car is literally going elsewhere.
But this state is car specific.
Mm-hmm.
It should be car
Yeah,
specific. So
everything
should
everything in the state is car specific. So when the client asks the server, the client tells it, I am blue client, I am green client, I am red client. You know?
there's only one client.
No,
There's
there are
only one.
two. There are two clients. One, so there is only one Raspberry Pi, but there is two clients listening to the chat. One is going to be the blue client, and the other is going to be the red client.
And
So
those two clients
there is only one
function.
there is only one class, but there's going to be two instances of that class.
And they run concurrently on the
They
same
run
Raspberry Pi.
concurrently on the same Raspberry Pi.
Right. And the tweet chat messages go to the server, right? They don't go to the client. The
No,
client asks
the the messages go to the client because the client is a chat listener, right? It's the same as we have now. I mean, I don't know why you're being so confused because this is literally the client. What you see here on the screen, and as you can see, you have you set the client on chat, and then you have the user state. And then if the users include the username here, then you basically do something.
Oh, right, right. Okay. So the client listens to the chat, and then once the client get a chat message, it needs to ping the
Yeah,
server.
so here
Correct.
this is ping the server and ask for the state specific to the caller.
All right.
All right, so that's that. So Fire Copy, first of all, thank you for the idea here. I like it to kind of put the car in a crazy mode. I definitely like it. All right, so what else? People in the chat room, you are being very quiet. I don't know how many people we even have live watching. Um,
7.
yeah, it's a new low.
So how does the live dashboard come into play here?
So the live dashboard is basically gonna show the current state of the game. I mean, think about it. Right now, there is one car. You don't know who's controlling the car, so people are gonna basically say next in the chat. So they're gonna say next, 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 right? And
Yeah.
what that's going to do is it's gonna add them to a queue, and the queue is basically gonna be managed.
What does next even do? Like it adds me
Adds them
to
to the
one of the
queue.
team?
No, not to one of the teams, just to the general queue.
What does that queue do?
Were you not listening?
No, I was listening. I'm just confused. I'm sorry. It's actually a pretty complex system. Like like if I'm a user, I say next. Like what would I expect to happen?
Did you ever manage a queue with software?
Not really. Well, somewhat. I didn't build the queue myself. I used the queue.
All right, so you're gonna do next. This is going to add you to the queue, right? So let's say this is user X. This is user Y. This is user Z. And then you are here now, Stevens. Okay? So
Yeah.
user X is popped to red. User Y is popped to blue.
Oh, I see.
So now
Okay, I see
they
it.
are not relevant anymore. Now user Z is popped to red. So now you're the only one left in the queue and you are popped to blue.
Okay, no, I get it now. Like so now only one person control the car at a time.
One Zital Z1. Thank you for the follow. Shalom, shalom. Yeah.
Right. So okay, I was confused because in the first version we built, multiple people can have control of the
Exactly, but
same
that's
car.
it. No more. No more like Wild Wild West. So only one can control the car, and basically every person has control of the car for like, let's say, 10 seconds, right?
Yeah, okay.
And and
Now
and,
it makes sense.
and you're going to get a chat message saying, from Carbot, you are. So it's gonna say like Stevens Zoo. You are now in control. You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying? And then this is going to uh, start the control for you.
Get it. Cool.
Um, so the queue management, we need the real-time dashboard, and the real-time dashboard basically says, okay, so who are the people in the queue? Show me the names of the people in the queue. Show me the name of the person that is currently controlling the car. And display the current direction of the car. So literally where the car is going, right? So all of these are going to be web sockets and React Redux stuff. Okay.
All right.
Um, so that is that is the dashboard, right? So think about it. It's basically like the chat is showing now on the screen. So Kevin Cav, oh man, I wish I was thinking logically when I signed off. I would have hosted you. No worries, man. That's all right. It was my pleasure to help you. I really really hoped I helped. I don't know if my input helped you a lot, but I really hoped I hoped it did. All right, so we have the queue management here, and we have the real-time dashboard, and then we have the connect the second pi here, and then deployment. Okay, so then here we need some docs. By the way, people in the chat room, if you want to help here with like docs or writing the blog post or adding ideas, I would really love that. So please let me know. Either whisper me or email me or jump on the Reddit or Discord or anything. And really just let me know. Kevin Kev, what are you saying? I can't really read that. Dude, you are literally a lifesaver with this. Thank you. I would have given it up if it weren't for you on the video, not the group. Awesome. So fire copy, the GitHub, which is a good idea to add as a command. Let me add that. So currently GitHub, Kenso Dev, and Twitch, RC Car. And let's create here. Let's edit this. Here. So readme, let's edit this. The Trello for the game is managed here. So let's add a link. All right, so then this is the Trello. Ideas or comments. So let's add this. And let's add this. This is project management. If you have an idea for the game, please feel free to add it as an issue or open up a PR. Commit. Okay, so now it is also live here. Fire copy. Let me add this command to Nightbot. And that's a good idea, actually. So, command, custom, and let's add a GitHub. GitHub, and this is going to be this. Submit. So now there is a GitHub. Awesome. Okay, so Twitch. Kevin Kev, can we talk one day? Would love to get some tips about continuing to talk on stream, tech writing, speeches like today. Dude, really, I mean, I don't know if you feel comfortable for me giving you feedback here. If you do, then let me know. I would literally give you the feedback now. But I think the best is to just watch as this stream goes and see that even when I'm thinking, you know, literally I'm like looking up and thinking, I am talking through when I'm doing this. Because the silence, and look at this, I'm going to do it for literally 5 seconds. So those 5 seconds were literally 5 seconds, but they looked like eternity because there is silence over the wire. And you know, for some of the streams, music covers that silence, but because I don't and you don't either stream like music over the stream, then silence is literally hurting the ears, and you can hear the silence. So what you need to do is just literally talk through, just talk and talk and talk and talk, just talk your mouth off. Yeah, I mean seriously, it's what helps it, you know, connect to the people. But yeah, again, I don't believe in music over the stream. But if there is silence, then the music can solve the silence. But even when you're thinking, you need to say what you're thinking. And the voice is a big problem. Just so you know, the voice is a huge problem. Yeah, it takes time to get used to it. But yes, I don't like music either. That's coming from a person that has $1,000 earphones. Okay, so let's look at the project management here. And I think we have a pretty good like big picture of things. By the way, people in the chat room, this is the GitHub for the project. And those are the cheap ones. Oh my goodness, audio files, man. Audio files are worse than bike riders, you know? They're ridiculous. That's crazy, man. But I get it. I mean, I love music as well. And good earphones and good good equipment makes it. So no judgment here, but it was just funny to hear I don't like music from a person that has $1,000 earphones. So Twitch. Fire copy. Am I the only one that uses music in my stream? I either do talking plus no music or just music. So if it's just music, literally just, you know, people watch you code, people watch code on the screen, that's totally fine. But if you're talking and you want people to listen to you, then the music is just distracting for me. Again, for me, I don't see that fitting in. The first electronic items cost me. Whoa, man, that's crazy. Yeah, you can't compete with music. I definitely like that. I have a really rough time coding on stream. Without a goal, it's really hard. This is why I always have a goal. And again, you know, we built a few projects here that are really nice. So we built the Circle CI client. We built the Pomidori. What did we? I don't even remember what did we call this thing. Where is it?
Pomodori. You call it a Pomodori.
No, but I don't remember like what is it called, like Pomodori client or like what is it? Pomodori. Is it under the? Oh, it's under the
So
Fullstack network.
Stack network. Yep.
Yeah, Pomodori client Electron. So we built we built this one, and we built the LEDs, and we built a lot on the stream, and it's always around the project. It's never just like doing one simple thing. Um, so it's always around the project. By the way, Stevens, you should add README to those things.
Which ones?
To the server
The
and the
projects.
client. Yeah, just like
Okay.
more
Yeah.
things. This is
Yeah, I'll do that.
cool. All right. So I think in terms of high level things, um, I think we have enough. We'll definitely drill down more as as we move forward. But I think in terms of like high level architectures, I think it's pretty solid. So we have the queue management, which is the critical thing, and so here in terms of the queue management,
Yeah.
here we have a couple of options. So the queue manager can either be the same. So here's the deal, right? The client, like the one that's actually connected to the Twitch chat, is only, sitting, quote unquote, on the Raspberry Pi. And
Right.
I think, and that is yet to be proven. Oh, I actually see a problem here. I don't know if you already do, but there is a problem.
What's the problem?
Haha. Here is a problem. So let me show you the problem. I wonder why people did not see the problem before. Maybe, I don't know. But let me show you what the problem is. So the problem is that there is a Twitch chat, right? So this is chat. The chat is basically pushing messages to the client. So this is the red client, and this is the blue client. Okay?
Yeah.
The client, basically, when it hears next, it sends a message to the server saying add the user to the queue. Do you see a problem? Does anybody see a problem with this?
So the chat sends a message to the client. Yeah. How does the chat know which client to go to?
Exactly. So it's gonna go to both. So if
Oh, it's gonna go to both.
yeah, so if it's next here, then this will also send a message to the server.
Right.
Aha.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I was confused. I thought the chat communicate with the server.
No. No, the chat has to communicate with the client. The problem is only with the next. There is no problem. No, he didn't point this one out. So the problem is, so we're gonna need.
Do you mind I ask a question on the architecture here?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Help me out here. Is there any reason why the chat is not? Because that's why I asked the previous dumb question. Because in my head, if I were to implement this, I what I would do is I would have the chat to send a message to the server, and the server would distribute everything to the client, and let the server be the central management for all the movements and the queues and everything. Like what I know, like I just don't know what would be the flaw in that approach.
Well, the flow with that approach is that you don't have connection to the GPIOs from the server. And also you can't like easily push a message from the server to the client. There's too
The
much like
client,
there's too
mm,
much like plumbing here.
right? The server, okay, the server needs to push the message to the Raspberry Pi, right? The Raspberry Pi is the one with the control with the GPIO pin, and the Raspberry Pi has internet connection,
Yeah.
right? It's just okay. So I guess I get it now. It's a much more plumbing to do it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Much more.
Okay. Okay. No, that makes
Um,
sense.
so we this is something we need to figure out. So in terms of queue management, and let's add a comment here. So challenge messages that say next will be duplicated on both clients. So we either need to create chat connection from the server or duplicate the messages as they come in, which means that you can only say next X amount of times in Y period. So this is an option. So we need the real-time dashboard deployment and connect the second Pi. One other thing we need to do, and let's do this. So we need to fix the car to handle the weight of the items on it. So here, let's add a label, and that label would be the hardware. And we'll do it green, create. And then let's add a label here that says client. Or, no, this is hardware actually. And then here, this is, let's add a label called DevOps. And it's going to be red. And then here, we're going to add a label called client. So web client. So let's add that. And this is going to be blue. And then this is going to be another label that is going to be server. And let's have this as this. Okay. So here, this is, so we need a client as well. So Pi client. Let's add that as a yellow. Okay. Cool. So now we have a pretty nice project management in place as well. And Kevin Kev, I don't know if you're here as well, still, but I would love like feedback on. No, I think you're not here anymore, so doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is the game. And I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I definitely like it.
It's awesome. Um,
Yeah, it looks good. I like it. Um,
I'm actually okay.
does
Go ahead.
anybody, if anybody has again ideas or comments, this is the GitHub page. And again, we are going to build all of this on the stream. So please feel free to fork and create issues here. And if you have ideas or comments or just generally creative things, then please let us know here. Now let's do need help. So here we need to publish this in game forums and coding forums online. Yeah, I think this is something that I generally need help with.
Like what kind of
Just
game
like
form?
talk about this here. So then this is done here. By the way, I really, really, really like Trello. Really, 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 really like Trello. Um, I really, really,
Why?
really like it.
Why do you like it?
It's just so simple, Just it's out of your way, It's not in your way like Jira. So Jira is much more powerful, but it's literally in your way all the time. Um, this is like so simple, da-da-da, bam, da-da-da, bam. It's like so simple.
Okay.
Let's do archive here. Cool. So I like it. Um, and yeah, really, really do. What do you think?
This this looks interesting. I was just thinking in my head that yeah, no, it looks interesting. I would play it. I would play it. I was thinking that I don't know if enough people play. If there's enough people play, we can kind of make some interesting terrain for the car to like a race on. Um, kind of, I guess this is my imagination, but when you were talking about it in my head, what's going on in my head? I was thinking something like, you know, I don't know if people are interested in like sitting in front of their computer, then open it up, they can like race a car, remote control car with another guy in the real world. They can control the car, right, in like a physical environment. I don't know if that's kind of a game that people will like, enjoy playing. Like, when I try to imagine that myself, it feels interesting. Like, but how fun it is, I guess we need to see it in action.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think it was very, very fun to play with just one car. Now that you put a race into it and you put like fun rules,
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. I think the one thing that is in our way here, and it's a huge, huge, huge thing that we need to solve, is the delay.
yes,
There's not a lot we can do about it. Um, but like what makes or breaks this game is when you see the car actually doing what you want it to do, and the 10 seconds delay on Twitch just don't cut it.
you're right. I think that's the killer, man. Like, if people kind of control it and they don't see the reaction right away, it makes it really, really hard for them to control it at all. Like, it feels it's out of control. You know what I mean? Like, because you haven't been able to experience yourself, but it's actually a really big bummer. Like, it's chaotic.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, if we say that everybody has a 10 seconds to control the car, then literally you do commands, and then by the time you see it, another person is controlling the car. So
This is actually
this is
the
a big
biggest
deal.
challenge.
Yeah.
It is. It is. And then plus, if it has a crazy mode, right, it will make it really confusing for the user, for the player,
Yeah.
because the player needs to see the feedback from the camera in order to make the next move. But if he can't see it, he doesn't even know what to type. So that means between one command to the next command, he needs to wait like 10 seconds or whatever the delay is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
This 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 is a problem.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Again, I enabled everything I can so that Twitch is more real time. But unfortunately, I am not. So one thing that we could test out, because I am streaming through Restream, maybe streaming directly to Twitch is going to be better.
Yeah, we should try that. There's no reason to do a restream because you're doing Twitch only now and YouTube, I guess.
So Wikips is actually bringing up a good point. First of all, Wikips, man, we have a celebrity here. Welcome, 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 uh, welcome back, I should say. Always good to see you here, our East Coast friend. I think another problem is the starting position. Who's gonna reset the cars to the start position after each race? Or if the cars flip out of commission until you come home and fix it. So the point is never for the game to just be self-running. Right now, the point is for me to stream during that time and then have the game. But that's definitely a fair point. Um, and yeah, the point is I will basically do it. So there will be a human doing it. One thing I do want to try, and let me try it actually. What I want to do, so the people in the chat room, what's going to happen is that the stream is going to stop for a second and then be back. So let me do that for a second. I want to try and Twitch and stream directly to Twitch. So let me try that for a second. People in the chat room, the stream will stop for a minute and then it will be back. So I will be back in 2 minutes.